Hey, what's up guys? This is Mike from Next Opportunity Events, and this is your 5-Minute Friday for Friday, December 28th. So let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, it's been a heck of a long time since we last did a 5-Minute Friday. Honestly, the fall just was crazy for us, as I'm sure it was for many of you. So we're excited now to finally have some downtime. This is our off season between now and the Big Turtle in April, so we finally get to take a breather. Hope everybody had a great holiday. We're looking forward to the new year here in a couple days. So what I wanted to do for this 5-Minute Friday is to give you guys a preview of 2019. What is 2019 going to look like for Next Opportunity Events? So here we go. So first, before we get into 2019, I just want to say thank you to everybody who ran with us in 2018. It was a huge year. We expanded pretty rapidly. If you think back to 2015, when we were just doing the Hot 100 and the Rough Trail 50K, those two races for the first couple of years, and we expanded all the way to this year doing 8 events. So it was a wild year. It was an exhausting year. I'm awfully glad it's over because we had some awful weather. I was tempted to say some pretty bad words there, but it seemed like every race this year had terrible weather. So I'm kind of glad 2018 is gone, and maybe we actually get some sunshine at some of the races this year. So what does 2019 have in store? Here we go. So I'll give you some dates for the 4 main races that we're going to focus on in 2019. Yes, I said 4, and I'll break down the details for you here in just a second. So first up this year is obviously the Big Turtle 50 miler. It's our biggest race. It's our most popular race. We're totally excited about it. It's going to be big. We've got some cool things planned for Friday night, as well as at the finish line at Morehead State University on Saturday during the race and after the race. This year's Big Turtle is going to be bigger than ever. That's April 27th. Registration is open now. It's already starting to fill up, so make sure you guys get in for the 50 miler, the 50K, and the 10 miler. We're excited about that. Again, April 27th. Then June 8th is the Warhammer 100 mile endurance run. We have pushed that back a weekend further into June. So yes, it may be even hotter this year, but we did want to try and avoid the end of school. That was a big issue for us last year, both personally, a lot of our volunteers, a lot of runners. The Warhammer last year in 2018 was just a couple days after most high schools, elementary schools, and middle schools let out. So we tried to get a little bit further away from that. June 8th, registration is also open now. Don't forget to get your qualifiers done if you have not done so. Remember, the 2018 Big Turtle 50 miler does qualify you for the 2019 Warhammer 100. So, as well as the 2018 Breaks 40 miler, which is now the Breaks Ultra, which is the next race I want to talk about in 2019. The Breaks Ultra is going down on September 7th, 2019. Registration for that is open now. We already have almost as many runners as we had registered all of last year. So we're excited about the Breaks Ultra. It is going to be big. We're excited about what that race has in store for us all in the years to come. The Rough Trail 50K. Now, I will say, we don't quite have the date solidified yet. We still have to put some final I's dotted and cross T's on our permit with the U.S. Forest Service, but the tentative date is November 9th. That is the tentative date, remember, so that is a hopeful. Nothing has been solidified yet, as we need our permit to be approved by the U.S. Forest Service before we can officially advertise the date, and we're working on that right now. So that's just a tentative date. That's a target date, but that is pretty much the same weekend, the second weekend in November, that we've done every year for the Rough Trail 50K. So we're very excited about that one. So what's missing? Obviously, you guys are noticing that I haven't mentioned a couple key races: the Reaper 30K, the Hot 100, the Timberland Trails 5K, Redbird Crest 100K. Well, let me start with that last one, Redbird Crest. Honestly, we're still trying to clean up everything from the Redbird Crest. Everything was soaked, and since the Redbird Crest 100K event a few weeks ago, it has been freezing. So every time I try to set something out to let it dry, it just freezes and everything is muddy. So I'm honestly still trying to clean up. Haven't even thought about 2019 yet. So as far as dates for the Redbird Crest next year, or any news about the Redbird Crest next year, that's going to be coming sometime in 2019. Hopefully sometime around February, March, we'll get that up and running. But we're still just trying to recover from the 2018 Redbird Crest 100K. Stepping back, the Reaper 30K is no longer going to be happening. a lot of these races, again, why I mentioned we're scaling back in 2019. Brandy and I made the decision for quite some time. We've been looking down the road, long term. What does Next Opportunity Events look like? What do we want to be? What do we want to focus on? What is best for our communities and Kentucky and trail running at large? So we've had to target a few events that we really want to focus on, those events that have the greatest potential, the fewest roadblocks, and have the greatest chance of being successful long term. And so the Reaper 30K is one of those that we've opted to not focus on moving forward. One of the reasons for that is all of our races kind of suffered a little bit in 2018 because we at Next Opportunity were spread so thin. It was just make this race happen, then a couple weeks later there was another one right upon us, and we were never really able to focus all of our energy, all of our creativity, all of our resources onto one event because we were constantly thinking 2-3 events ahead and every race was just coming at us. So we're going to scale back so that we can make the Big Turtle, the Warhammer Breaks Rough Trail bigger, better, and just an all-around better experience for you, the runners. Now, the big one, Hot 100. The Hot 100 is not happening in 2019. I will just be very blunt with you, and I know that's going to upset a lot of people. It upsets us, quite frankly, because that was our first event. It's kind of our baby. It was the first thing that Next Opportunity did. Any of you that were there at the Hot 100 in 2015, you remember we didn't really have any decorations at all. We were just sort of making it up as we went along. So it's very kind of heartbreaking for us to say that the race, honestly, has just, it doesn't really have the legs to continue for a lot of reasons, but we'll just say that strategically, the kind of races that we focus on, like I said, we don't want to spread ourselves so thin. So we had to make a choice between, for instance, the Breaks and the Hot 100, because we didn't feel like throughout the summer we could really focus adequately on both of them. So we've chosen to focus on the Breaks. Also, this honestly, because we're transparent with you guys on 5 Minute Fridays, this comes down to profitability as well. So the Hot 100 is just one that is not going to happen in 2019. Now, that's not to say that in future years we might not revive it, but as of now, the Hot 100 is being discontinued by Next Opportunity Events. And I know that is going to make a lot of you sad, so please feel free to send all of your sad tweets and messages to me at info@nextopportunityevents. I will talk to you. I will explain things to you as best I can, but please understand that we're trying to do what is best for us and the experience of all of our races throughout the year. So that is the news for this week. And of course, that goes without saying, the Timber and Trails 5K is also not happening. That decision was made long ago. Just because attendance is so low and interest in that race is so low, we decided actually right after the 2018 Timber Trails that we weren't going to do that 5K anymore as well. So 4 races that are confirmed that are definitely happening in 2019. Big Turtle, Warhammer, Breaks, Rough Trail. Remember, Rough Trail, November 9th, that date is tentative. We hope to get registration open on February 1st, assuming that we get everything approved and signed off, which shouldn't be a problem because this will be year 5 of the Rough Trail 50K and 25K. So that's all. I know we went way beyond 5 minutes this week, but we had a lot to share with you. So again, if you have questions for us about any of the races that are coming up this year or the races that we're not doing in 2019, especially the Hot 100, like I said, please feel free to reply to this email or email us at info@nextopportunityevents.com, and I will be happy to correspond with you that way. Hope everybody has a great new year. We will talk to you soon. Bye.